A $2 trillion whisper beneath Spanish Town could rewrite Jamaica's destiny, if handled wisely. But treasure always attracts storms from everywhere. In this video, we are going to look at the explosive claim that Spanish Town may sit atop vast deposits of black opal, gemstone royalty with the power to upend Jamaica's economy. We'll break down how this rumored discovery surfaced, why black opal commands elite prices, and what a multi-trillion-dollar valuation could mean for roads, hospitals, housing, and real jobs. We'll also examine hard risks, foreign exploitation, environmental damage, corruption, and price volatility in a luxury market. Finally, we'll map serious paths forward, transparent policy, community ownership, and sovereign wealth planning, to decide whether this becomes liberation or another lost legacy. In the heart of Spanish Town, the island's old colonial capital, geologists have uncovered what early whispers suggest could be one of the most valuable resource finds of the 21st century, vast deposits of black opal. Now, this isn't just any gemstone. Black opal is the rarest, most precious of its kind, nicknamed the crown jewel of the opal family. And if early estimates are even close to correct, Jamaica might be sitting on reserves valued at nearly $2 trillion. To put that into perspective, Jamaica's current GDP hovers around $17 billion. That means this discovery, if confirmed, could equal more than 100 times the nation's entire yearly economic output. Imagine overnight access to wealth capable of transforming roads, schools, hospitals, housing, and lifting every Jamaican citizen into a new reality. But as history has shown us, resources can be both a blessing and a curse. The same discovery that could usher in prosperity might also invite exploitation, corruption, and foreign control. So, will Jamaica use this treasure to rise into a new era, or will it repeat the mistakes of history? Stay with me as we break down this incredible story, piece by piece. And before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe if you're fascinated by the untold ways small nations can suddenly shape big global events. The story begins in late August 2025, when a geological survey in Spanish Town, conducted near limestone-rich formations, revealed something strange. Samples taken during the survey began catching the attention of both academics and mining insiders. Their shimmer, their fire, their density, everything pointed toward one possibility: gem-grade black opal. For anyone unfamiliar, opal is not just one stone. It's a family of gemstones, ranging from the common white opal to crystal opals, fire opals, and the rarest of them all, black opal. What sets black opal apart is its dark body tone, which acts like a perfect stage for vibrant flashes of red, blue, green, and gold. Jewelers describe it as the aurora borealis frozen in stone. Collectors pay fortunes for it. Museums build entire exhibitions around it. And at auctions, single stones the size of a fingernail can sell for the price of a luxury sports car. Australia's Lightning Ridge has long been the unrivaled capital of black opal, producing over 90% of the world's supply. But in recent years, production has slowed. Mines are deeper, costs are higher, and supply is dwindling. If Jamaica truly has discovered a fresh, large-scale reserve, worth in the trillions, it could instantly disrupt that monopoly. Spanish Town, once known mainly for its colonial past, might now rival Lightning Ridge as the epicenter of the global opal trade. Now let's put this into perspective. Jamaica's economy today is heavily reliant on three pillars: tourism, bauxite and alumina exports, and remittances sent home from Jamaicans living abroad. Together, these generate around $17 billion annually. That might sound decent, but in the global picture it leaves Jamaica vulnerable. A hurricane can cripple tourism. Falling aluminum prices can gut revenues. And remittances depend on the economic health of other countries. Now imagine adding a resource worth $2 trillion into that mix. That's the equivalent of dropping a financial atomic bomb into Jamaica's economy. Spread across the island's roughly 3 million people, the potential wealth could reach hundreds of thousands of dollars per citizen. Other nations show us just how game-changing such discoveries can be. Guyana, for instance, struck oil offshore in 2015. In less than a decade, it leapt from being one of South America's poorest nations to the fastest-growing economy in the world. Botswana, once among Africa's most impoverished countries, leveraged diamonds to build one of the most stable middle-income nations on the continent. Even Australia, whose outback towns were once barren and empty, turned into billion-dollar opal hubs thanks to its gemstone wealth. For Jamaica, black opal could mean more than just money. It could mean diversification away from a tourism-dependent economy. It could mean challenging Australia's dominance in opal markets. And it could mean attracting massive investment from powerhouses like the United States, China, and Europe, nations eager to secure their slice of this glittering pie. But every coin has two sides. History warns us that when small nations stumble upon big resources, outsiders often profit far more than locals. The promise is immense, but so are the risks. Now, why Spanish Town? For those unfamiliar, Spanish Town is more than just another Jamaican city. It's the oldest continuously inhabited settlement on the island and once served as the colonial capital under both the Spanish and British empires. Walking through its streets, you'll find Georgian squares, stone churches, and remnants of an architecture that speaks to centuries of history, much of it rooted in slavery and exploitation. For decades, Spanish Town has lived in the shadows of Kingston's hustle and Montego Bay's tourist shine. It has cultural importance, yes, but little in terms of economic might. The discovery of black opal beneath its soil could flip that story overnight. Suddenly, Spanish Town wouldn't just be a relic of colonial exploitation. It could become the beating heart of Jamaica's new wealth. The symbolism is powerful. A city shaped by the extraction of its people during colonialism could now hold the key to Jamaica's liberation from economic dependence. History, in a sense, may finally have found a way to give Spanish Town a chance to rewrite its destiny. Why is black opal so valuable? Let's pause for a moment to understand why black opal is such a big deal. Unlike gold or oil, whose value lies in industrial use, black opal's worth is emotional and aesthetic. Its magic lies in what jewelers call play of color. Under sunlight, the stone bursts into fiery patterns. Flashes of red, green, blue, and even violet dance across its dark background. Each stone is unique, like a fingerprint, and collectors prize rarity above all else. For example, a 20-carat black opal from Australia once sold for more than $500,000. Smaller stones routinely fetch between $15,000 and $30,000 per carat. Multiply that by potentially millions of carats buried beneath Spanish Town, and suddenly that $2 trillion figure doesn't sound so exaggerated. But it's not just about money. Black opal represents status. It's worn by royals, celebrities, and collectors who see it not merely as jewelry but as art, as history, as legacy. In a world where luxury markets continue to thrive, despite recessions, pandemics, or political instability, demand for rare gems like black opal often climbs even higher. And that demand can drive prices to unimaginable levels. So, how are Jamaicans reacting? Right now, the mainstream media hasn't blasted the news yet. But within Spanish Town, whispers are spreading quickly. Some residents are ecstatic. They imagine jobs, new businesses, better schools, and their city finally shining as something more than a colonial memory. Maybe this is our time, a local shopkeeper was heard saying. Others are cautious, even skeptical. They know Jamaica's history with extractive industries. Sugar cane plantations enriched colonizers but left locals enslaved. Bauxite mining filled foreign pockets while communities faced environmental scars. Banana exports fed European tables but left small farmers struggling. Many residents are asking a tough but fair question. Will Jamaicans themselves truly benefit this time, or will history repeat itself, with outsiders reaping the wealth while locals are left behind? That tension, the hope and the fear, already hangs over Spanish Town like a cloud. And this is where the story leaves Jamaica's borders and enters global geopolitics. If the discovery is confirmed, Jamaica's black opal reserves will not be a quiet story. It will make international headlines. And with headlines come global powers, each with their own agendas. The United States, Jamaica's largest trading partner, may see the opals as a strategic asset. Washington has long used influence in the Caribbean to secure resources and political alignment. China, which has already financed roads, ports, and other infrastructure projects in Jamaica will almost certainly push for mining contracts. Europe, home to luxury jewelry markets in Paris, London, and Geneva, will want access. And then there's Australia. For decades, it has enjoyed its position as the king of opals. Would it sit quietly while Jamaica threatens that dominance? Or might it push to secure trade agreements, lobby international markets, or even manipulate supply and demand to keep control? At this point, it's clear, this isn't just about stones. It's about power, influence, and who gets to control one of the world's rarest and most beautiful resources. So, what happens now? The discovery is still in its early stages, but there's already a roadmap for how things usually unfold when a nation stumbles upon a potential game-changer like this. The first step will be geological confirmation. Scientists and mining authorities will need to verify the size, quality, and depth of the deposits. Early samples may sparkle, but only a detailed survey will determine whether Spanish Town is sitting on scattered stones or a massive, continuous reserve. Next comes valuation reports. Independent experts will estimate how much of the deposit can realistically be mined, how much it's worth on today's market, and what global supply chains might look like if Jamaica enters the opal business. Then comes the toughest part, government policy. Jamaica will need to establish clear mining regulations, licensing frameworks, and environmental protections. Without those, the floodgates could open to exploitation, corruption, and chaos. Once frameworks are set, licensing and bidding wars will begin. Expect companies from the US, China, Australia, and Europe to line up with billion-dollar offers, hoping to secure access. And once production kicks off, the global gemstone market will feel the shockwaves almost instantly. Prices could soar, or, if poorly managed, they could collapse. This process might take months. It might take years. But one thing is certain. Once the world knows for sure, there's no putting this genie back in the bottle. Of course, discoveries like this don't come without shadows. The risks are as monumental as the opportunities. First, foreign exploitation. Without ironclad laws and strong political will, foreign corporations could sweep in, strip the land, and walk away with most of the profits, leaving Jamaicans with crumbs. It has happened before, across Africa, Latin America, and even Jamaica itself. Second, corruption. When billions, or trillions, are on the table, shady deals follow. Politicians may be tempted by bribes, contracts might be signed in secrecy, and wealth meant for the people could vanish into offshore accounts. Third, environmental damage. Mining black opal isn't just about picking up shiny stones. It requires digging, blasting, processing, and massive land disruption. Spanish Town's communities could face pollution of rivers, destruction of farmland, and displacement of residents. Fourth, price volatility. Unlike oil or wheat, opal is not a necessity. It is a luxury. Its value depends on desire, fashion trends, and collector markets. If too much opal floods the market, prices could crash, leaving Jamaica with wasted investments. The challenge, then, is balance. To harness the potential without falling into the pitfalls. To ensure that Jamaicans themselves, not outsiders, are the primary beneficiaries of this newfound wealth. History gives us plenty of examples, both inspiring and tragic, that Jamaica can learn from. Take Botswana. When diamonds were discovered there in the 1960s, many assumed the nation would fall victim to the so-called resource curse. Instead, its leaders negotiated strong contracts, reinvested revenues in health, education, and infrastructure, and built one of Africa's most stable economies. Today, Botswana stands as proof that natural resources can be a blessing when managed wisely. On the other side, Nigeria offers a cautionary tale. Its vast oil wealth, instead of transforming lives, fueled corruption, conflict, and environmental devastation. The Niger Delta remains scarred by spills, while billions of dollars in oil revenue vanished into the pockets of elites and foreign firms. Then there's Guyana, which in recent years has discovered massive oil reserves offshore. Its GDP is skyrocketing, but questions remain. Will ordinary Guyanese benefit, or will wealth concentrate among a few? The jury is still out. For Jamaica, the lesson is clear. Black Opal could either be its Botswana moment, or its Nigeria nightmare. The difference will lie in governance, transparency, and the ability to resist the pressures of foreign greed and domestic corruption. This brings us to the heart of the matter, the big question that Jamaicans, and the world, must now confront. Is this discovery simply about gemstones, or is it about sovereignty? For centuries, Jamaica has been a land of extraction. Its sugar-fed empires, its bauxite-built foreign industries, its bananas-stocked European shelves, its music-fueled global culture. And yet, again and again, Jamaicans themselves were left struggling while outsiders prospered. But for the first time in modern history, the island may be sitting on a resource so vast, so valuable, that it could truly change its destiny. $2 trillion worth of black opal is not just a mineral discovery. It's a test of whether Jamaica can finally break the cycle of exploitation. Will the government choose transparency? Will it create a sovereign wealth fund to ensure every citizen benefits? Will it reinvest profits into education, healthcare, infrastructure, and housing? Or will it allow this opportunity to slip through its fingers, becoming another sad chapter in the long story of lost potential? Destiny isn't automatic. It's made through choices. And right now, Jamaica stands at a crossroads. So here's the bottom line. Beneath the soil of Spanish Town may lie a secret worth $2 trillion. Black opal, the rarest of gemstones, could transform Jamaica's economy, its society, and its place in the world. But this isn't just about wealth. It's about governance. It's about resilience. And it's about whether Jamaicans can finally turn natural resources into prosperity for the people, not just profits for outsiders. The world is watching. Spanish Town, once a symbol of colonial exploitation, may soon become the stage for Jamaica's greatest test. Will this be the dawn of a new era, or the repeat of an old tragedy? Now I want to hear from you. If this discovery is confirmed, what do you think Jamaica should do? Should the government nationalize the mines and keep the wealth fully Jamaican? Should it partner carefully with foreign investors to bring in expertise and technology? Or should the land remain untouched, preserved for history and future generations? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for updates as this story unfolds. Because this isn't just another headline, it could be the moment Jamaica steps into a destiny it has long deserved.